Hey, let me ask you about a guy on your team that's a big part of your team in a different way is Chris Neal. He's been out of the lineup. I know you're kind of close with Chris. What's life been like without Chris Neal in the lineup?
Well, he brings a lot to the team. He's an energy guy, a physical guy that makes it hard on other teams' defensemen. That's for sure. And players always got to be aware when he's on the ice, and he can pop the odd goal in, and he's a competitor that something that come down playoffs is going to be key for us. So he's skated with us today, actually the first time with the team, and he'll probably be back within the next week, I would expect, and ready to go for playoffs. So it'd be nice to definitely have him back. So
he's kind of a character. I mean, has he been going crazy not being in the lineup? I mean, like I say, you're fairly close with him from what I hear.
Yeah, he's chomping at the bit, that's for sure. He can't wait to get back, and he hasn't missed. I mean, he's a guy that's, I think he's been in 6 years. He's hardly missed any games due to injury, so he's ready to go.
Mike, you're kind of in a sports void there in Ottawa where it's all about hockey. Do you get into other sports besides hockey?
I mean, I play golf a little bit in the summer and things like that, but I don't follow that a bit, but that's about it, so.
You want to stay away from that golf course for as long as possible.
Well,
though, right?
There's 4 feet of snow still here, so there's no temptation in Ottawa.
Hey, Mike, I got to ask you. We have, I'll let you in on a little secret. Is that I've got a couple of colleagues of mine at ESPN Magazine, two young women who usually cover different sports, but this year they've kind of gotten into hockey a little bit. And they're following the Ottawa Senators a lot. They've kind of adopted the Ottawa Senators, and they've actually been traveling to some games. And there's sometimes when they're working, doing other stories, they kind of show up, and watch the games as well. And they're coming up to Ottawa for the draft later in the year. And one of the questions I had from one of them was about wondering what other things are there to do in Ottawa. They want to know, like, when they get up there, what are 2 or 3 or 4 things they should look to do when they get there?
Well, if you're in the winter, which during the draft it won't be, but there's the skating. It's like 7 kilometers. That's the canal here in Ottawa, and then there's the Parliament buildings. A lot of things downtown. The market's fun. There's a lot of restaurants and shopping and things to do downtown. So there's quite a bit. I live on the outside side of town, but there's lots of outdoor activities. There's country and stuff like the city, but not far. I mean, I love being outside of. I live outside of Canada, so there's hunting and fishing and stuff outdoors that I like to do. But other than that, I don't know. It's a good downtown. They'll have fun.
Hey, let me. I'm going to throw it even, take it a step further. One of the young women is here in the studio with us today, Elena Bergeron, and we're going to let her ask you a question because, like I said, these 2 gals have been really following your team a lot. So, Elena, if you have a question for Mike, go ahead.
Sure. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good enough. We were kind of speculating within the office, and we love the trade. We love Stillman on the team now. We love Mike Commodore, too. We really needed a good defender back there. But is Mike as miserable as he seems? What's the deal with his hesitance to talk about a contract extension?
No, he's a good guy. I think he's just a little bit quiet, and but he's a character for sure. And like you said, I like the trade too. I think it's going to help us in the playoffs, but he'll open up maybe over time.
Does it take time for guys to adjust to a trade?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I mean, some guys have been, especially guys that haven't been traded, I find it a little weird. Just talking to Patrick Eaves when he left here, I mean, he was obviously disappointed, but it was a little bit, you got to get used to all new players and coaching, and it's just, he got the call in the afternoon, and before you know it, 4 hours later, he's on a plane going to, a team that he has no idea about. But that's part of it, I guess, and you always got to be prepared. So.
Okay, Elena's got one more for you.
All right.
She gives you the tough questions, much tougher than us.
Yeah.
We give you the softball. She's got tough questions.
I told you, we've been following all season.
I know.
And one of the things we noticed is that the 2 coaches have been trying to break up the top 2 scoring lines for a while, trying to get a good 1-2 punch in with those 2 lines following each other. And so we're wondering, with Chris Neal back, what's your line going to look like, and what do you want to see on that line?
Well, I don't know. I think, like you said, they put Alfredson with Stillman and I, and then Robitaille, Spezza, Heatley. So they want 2 solid scoring lines, and I think they'll probably stick with that, and hopefully we can get going. And then Chris Neal probably would be with Kelly or Vermette, or I'm not sure. I mean, we're pretty deep right now with the addition of Lapointe too, and he's been playing well on the 3rd line. So I don't know. I got to get Coach on here with you. I mean, Yeah, but I would assume that Chris would play on the third line. Who knows? But
Yeah, we saw in the Ottawa Citizen today that Coach Murray had kind of given the warning out to Randy Robitaille that he needs to put up or shut up to be on that top line.
yeah, well, I mean, he's getting a pretty good opportunity, and he's got to, keep going and show that he wants to be there, and hopefully they can continue to produce. But I mean, anything can change. Alfie could go back to that top line, and Neil or Ristowman and I, or who knows. But it's a good problem to have, I guess, with a few extra guys. So.
Well, I think we're going to let Mike go so he can towel himself off because he's sweating after those questions. I didn't know it was going to be this dumb.
Thanks, Elena.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Questions. All right.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We appreciate and keep your eye out around all the time, so you might see some of these games.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Good.